Hare Krishna. Thank you to devotees for joining us today. Our speaker today is an initiated disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and he's been serving Srila Prabhupada's mission as an educator, teacher, a preacher, and offering seminars and classes locally and online. Prabhuji has been practicing Bhakti Yoga for over 28 years. On behalf of ISKCON Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya, North America, I would like to welcome our renowned speaker today, His Grace Jiva Tattva Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji, for being there on the call. And Prabhuji will be speaking from Canto 10, and the topic is Brahma Vimohana Lila. Thank you, dear devotees. Prabhuji, you can now take over. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, and thanks to Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya for providing this platform. I'm very grateful for the sweet devotees, the team of devotees who have enabled this to spread the message of Srila Prabhupada, to spread the message of Lord Gauranga and Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'll be sharing my screen. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today the topic is Brahma Vimohan Lila. So please join us for the invocation prayers for Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiriyet Shavatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shamana Ketanaha Hridayantasto He Bhadrani Vidhunote Suhatsatam Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavti Nashtiki. Hare Krishna. So this is a very important topic that we'll be visiting today. And I have tried to bring an acronym so that we can understand some of the subject areas that we can focus on. They are unlimited areas, but Acharyas revealed some of them, so I was able to combine them in an acronym. So we start with Srimad Bhagavatam, the very first verse of first chapter of first canto. And I would like your attention to be here again. So this is the verse we'll start with. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadiyasya Yato Anvayaditrashchatheshva Bhigya Swarat Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye Muhyanti Yad Suryaha Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Trisargo Amrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kukam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Srila Vyasadeva is singing the glories that, oh my Lord, Shri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. So Vasudeva has two meanings. First is, when he is referred to as son of Vasudeva, it becomes a primary name. And the second meaning of Vasudeva is one who is present everywhere, like the super soul, Shirudakshay Vishnu. It becomes the secondary name. So the same name from different mood takes on different forms. And he is saying that I am offering my respectful obeisances unto you. And he is saying that I am meditating upon Lord Krishna because he is the absolute truth, the primal cause of all causes of creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universe. Is Janmadiyasya Yatvanvaya. Yet, even though he is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestation, he is independent, he is Swarat. Chatish Abhigya, so he is aware of it, but he is completely independent, and there is no cause beyond him. And what is he doing? He is Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kaviya. He is imparting this knowledge, the Vedas, to Lord Brahma through the heart. So again, in our Sampradaya, we see that Lord Brahma is having a heart-to-heart conversation with the Lord. So he is able to hear the Lord from his heart itself. Muhyanti yat Surya. So yes, we have this understanding that Lord causes bewilderment and illusion for material people. But here, Srila Vyasadeva is revealing that actually even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. And what kind of illusion? As one is bewildered by the illusory representation of water seen in fire. Tejavari mridam yatha vinimaya yatra three sargam vishas. So again, and lands in on water. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes, three sarga amrisha, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him. So Dhamna Sena Sada Nirasta Kuhukam. Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally present in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Satyam Param Dhimahi. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please join for Guru Prati and seeking blessings from the Acharyas. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatadaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, devotees. Please forgive me. I'm still recovering from the flu and trying to make my best effort. Hare Krishna. So, during this pastime, Lord Krishna is revealed in a beautiful form. And this verse in the 13th chapter, the topic of 13th chapter is Brahma Vimohana Lila. How Lord Brahma is bewildered. Well, he's trying to bewilder Lord Krishna, but Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can never be bewildered, but Lord Brahma gets bewildered. So here, and again, we will be covering the story, the gist of it, and then we'll be diving into individual lessons as they occur. So we'll be revisiting some of those scenarios. So here, Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 13th chapter, 11th verse is where Lord Krishna's beautiful form is described as how he is sitting with his cowherd boys, all the cowherd boys surrounded by them. So he's like the world of the lotus, and all of them are creating concentric circles all around him. And everyone is feeling that Lord Krishna is directly looking at them individually. So these Gopa boys, when they're sitting around, every one of them. So the one who's sitting on the right also feels that Lord Krishna is facing me. The one in the front sees Lord Krishna is facing me. The one on the left sees Lord Krishna is facing me. And the one on the back sees Lord Krishna is facing me. And what is that beautiful form, Lord Krishna? They see Lord Krishna in this beautiful form. Bibrad Vedum Jatar Patayo Shanga Vetre Chakakshe Vame Pano Vashna Marshana Kavalam Tad Palanya Angulishu Tishtan Madhye Pratish Sudro Hasayan Namabhi Swehe Swargeloke Mishati Bibuje Yagya Bhukbal Kelihi. So here, Lord Krishna is referred to as Yagyabhuk. So now he's sitting with his friends, the cowherd boys, and they're all in concentric circle. And his beautiful form has been described where he has his flute tucked on his waist and his stomach, the tight cloth on the right side, and his horn and bugle, the driving stick, on his left side. In his hand, he has a very nice preparation of rice and yogurt. And between his fingers, he has these fruits. Right? So again, and how old is Lord Krishna? He's just 5 years old in this particular case. And he is sitting with his preparation And these cowherd boys, they have brought their various lunches, and on the suggestion of Lord Krishna, they are sitting around him. So somebody could say, "Oh, are they also holding their food stuff in their hands?" No, actually, some of them are directly putting their food stuff on the rocks. Some putting on top of flowers. Some putting on top of leaves. Some placing them on top of some tea pots. So different. Whatever one gets, one is placing their lunches in there. And Yajna book refers to that when in Mahaloka, means great sacrifices are being performed, Lord Vishnu appears and he is offered the best of the offerings. And in this regard, we also understand that those offerings should be prepared with devotion and should be pure in their very form, should not have been tested. While we also know the example of Shabri, when she was giving way to Lord Ramchandra, she wanted to make sure that each of those are, each of the berries that she is offering, it is sweet, it is relishable. So she was actually tasting it and then giving it to Lord Ramchandra. Yes, this is good. And she had actually tested it when she picked it up. But then when she again wanted to make sure that it is still the same sweet taste as when she picked them up for Lord Ramchandra. Here in this particular pastime, similar feelings are expressed. Lord Krishna is Bhav Grahi Janardana. He understands our Bhav. And he also understands, very well, because he's so close to us. We living entities, the spiritual spark, the part and parcel of Lord Krishna, we are so close to Lord as super soul in our heart that even before our senses come to know, Lord knows our feelings. So it's not possible to cheat the Lord. Again, very important aspect. So he knows exactly what our feelings are. So here, what has happened is that earlier, Lord Krishna, he killed Aghasur. That was surprising and bewildering to Lord Brahma. And then Lord Brahma suddenly says, "Oh, Krishna, you're sitting in the middle of these concentric circles of these cowherd boys on the bank of Yamuna River. Beautiful breeze is flowing. The lotus flowers, their aroma is spreading. The humming of bees is like music. Such nice, blissful environment. And what are you doing? The boys, they are eating. Oh, this taste. They're asking their other friend, taste, this is so amazing. So the friend would taste, oh, yes, Krishna, you must taste. This is very amazing. So they are giving different foodstuffs to Krishna. And Krishna, even though it is not pure, he's accepting it. He's taking a bite and saying, yes, very sweet. And they're all joking. Srila Prabhupada used to say that when we are honoring prasadam, so prasad pate hain, right? We should be very careful to have very light environment. We should not have serious management discussions or conflict resolution related topics. We should keep it really light-hearted, remembering the sweet pastimes. And many times devotees, we actually keep this particular pastime as how Lord Krishna is having this wonderful picnic with his cowherd boys. Just to remind us that this devotional service is Susakam Kartum Avyayam, as Lord Krishna reveals in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that it is joyfully performed and it is constantly, it is unending Avyayam performed. So here in this particular case, Lord Brahma is shocked. What is going on? Could this be Krishna, my Supreme Personality, my Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How could he be eating this foodstuff offered to him by these cowherd boys who are actually demigods? And he is just taking bite from those already bitten into foodstuff. So Lord Brahma is again bewildered. And now he's thinking, let me test it out and let me show him my potency. And here he is referring to this. So again, Lord Brahma is going to try to bewilder the Lordship, but he gets bewildered in turn. So he actually gets bewildered. Now, when Lord Krishna is having this nice picnic with the cowherd boys, all of this has been arranged by Lord's internal potency. In the purpose, Srila Prabhupada came from Bhagavad Gita's purpose. Some of the stuff has been taken here. where it's referred to as Lord's Haladini Shakti. The internal potency of the Lord is arranging all this. We all know Yog Maya, she is the one who manages all these affairs. And Haladini Shakti also refers to Srimati Radharani, Lord's pleasure giving potency. So, Lord is deriving this amazing pleasure because it has all been arranged by his Haladini, his internal potency, the pleasure giving potency of the Lordship. And Lord Krishna, he's joking. He sees that a bumblebee sometimes, when you have nice foodstuffs, the bees and the flies, they get attracted. So he sees a bumblebee coming and it's like, oh, yeah, have you come to disturb my Brahman friend Madhumangal? You want to kill a Brahmana? That is not good. So again, everyone would start laughing, which reminds us of wonderful pastime that Lord Krishna would sometimes have with Madhumangal. Madhumangal, Gargacharya's son, he was pretty plump. He loved to eat sweets. And Lord Krishna would sometimes have sweets prepared from home and bring it to Madhumangal. And Madhumangal would say, see, I am a Brahmana because my father is a Brahmana. You are a Vaishya because Nan Maharaj is a Vaishya king. So you should bring me nice sweets and I will give you nice blessings. So these are sweet pastimes where Lord is supposed to be offered. Yet at the same time, Lord in exchange offers to his devotees to have this sweet pastime. So from that perspective, when we look at this pastime, it looks so sweet. Yet at the same time, to Lord Brahma, he's surprised that Krishna is Yajna. He's offered great stuff, great offerings, only offerings of Yajna. But here in his childhood pastime, as a 5-year-old boy, he is eating the foodstuffs given, which is not pure. Now, all these cowherd boys, and many of these cowherd boys were actually demigods in their previous life. Now, this thought itself is bewildering because we hear about the advent of Lord Krishna. During the advent of Lord Krishna, the chapter where Prithvi, the Bhumi, again, the presiding deity of this planet Earth, she goes to Lord Brahma and saying that all these demons have taken the form of these kings and rulers and they're causing havoc. It is not the number of people, but it is the mentality, the demonic mentality, which is unbearable for Mother Earth. So she is taken the form of a cow and she is in tears explaining it to Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma, along with the demigods, he goes to Sagar and he is meditating on the Lord. And Lord from a heart gives him the message. And now Lord Brahma propagates this message to everyone. And he says that Lord Krishna will soon appear in the Yadu dynasty. And the demigods should take this as an opportunity to be born in Yadu dynasty so as to help Lord Krishna in his pastime. So many of them took birth as cowherd boys. Now it's very interesting that when Lord Brahma propagated this, he went to his abode after passing on the message. That was one place also Acharyas revealed that he was bewildered. Because when Lord is saying that, demigods should take, which means that Brahma, you also have an opportunity to take, but Brahma thinking that this is for all these demigods to do, but not for me. My purpose is much higher. That is one place where he got bewildered. Muhyanti yat surya. So Lord, he bewilders great sages and demigods. So later on, when Lord decided to appear as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Brahma did not want to let the same mistake repeat. So he appeared as Srila Haridas Thakur Namacharya Haridas Thakur. So this is where he propagated the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And gave us this amazing boon. So Haridas Thakur, that's an expansion, that's an incarnation of Lord Brahma. And so he is also Namacharya because he would chant 192 rounds, which is 300,000 names of the Lord. So here we see another praise. Now, sometimes people would say, what is the seed? What is the cause of this pastime to be narrated? So just in the previous chapter where the deliverance of Aghasura has been discussed, now let's look at it this way. Many times we understand this pastime, but then we think of it more as an entertainment, right? Well, this pastime actually happened on uh, Balram Purnima. So Lord Balaram's birthday was on that day. Yashoda Mai and Rohini Mataji, they said that Balaram, you should stay back so that we will distribute gifts to the Brahmanas. And so Lord Balaram did not go with Krishna and the cowherd boys into the jungle to take all these calves for grass and herding and so forth. So here, as these boys were coming, they were playing games all day long. It was not that work. No, it was so amazing that they would just say, okay, let's go and touch Krishna. I will get to Krishna first. No, I will get to Krishna first. They would have different kind of races. They would play tags like that. And they would run towards Krishna and touch him. Lord Krishna was just standing with a calf. Well, of course, there are so many calves, hundreds of thousands of calves all around. And here, Lord Krishna is saying that actually Aghasur has taken the form of a great giant serpent, extending 8 miles long. It has opened its mouth. So the bottom lip is on the ground and the top lip is as if touching the clouds. And it has spread its tongue like a red carpet, welcoming all the cowherd boys and Lord Krishna, because Aghasur is thinking, Krishna, you killed my brother Bakasur. Krishna, you killed my sister Putana. I will today kill you and make it as an offering to my brothers and sisters. I will avenge their death. So this is the mood Aghasur is meditating heavily on Krishna, Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna, he's looking at this serpent and he wants to tell his friends, don't go there. He's actually calling out to them. And all these cowherd boys, they are seeing, oh, this looks like a giant serpent. But then they're saying, oh, but Krishna is here. He will save us. What is there to fear? So this is fearlessness. Devotees are not careless. They are carefree. There is a big difference. So their focus was always Lord Krishna. So they had so much dependence on Lord Krishna. Anya bhilashita shunyam. It's not Anya bhilasha shunyam, it's Anya bhilashita, because they knew that anytime there is danger, Krishna will protect us. And so, induced by the internal potency of the Lord, once again, the internal potency comes to the effect to bring out this wonderful pastime where these cowherd boys are literally walking into the mouth of Aghasur. And they're losing their lives as they're going into the stomach of Aghasur. And Lord Krishna is seeing that this had been arranged by his internal potency. So Krishna was momentarily struck with wonder and unsure of what to do. So, my dear devotees, even Krishna sometimes gets bewildered by his own potency. Now, in this regard, many times Srila Prabhupada was asked this question. There was a group of people going around trying to, discredit all spiritual organizations. So they would say, oh, is your God strong enough that he can get a stone so heavy that he cannot lift? Yes. But if he cannot lift the rock, that means he's not God. So Srila Prabhupada was asked this question twice. He would say, well, yes, Krishna could have a rock which is so heavy that he cannot lift, but the next moment he'll have the strength to lift it. On another occasion, he said, yes, Krishna can have a rock so heavy that he cannot lift, but then Lord Balaram will lift it, his elder brother. So he would defeat those. So this is again, sometimes people think that Krishna is limited. How could you limit someone who is unlimited? He's constantly growing his, Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. So his pastimes are increasing, his glories are constantly increasing. How can you limit someone? We are limited. I can be here, you can be there, but Krishna can be everywhere. So even Krishna, by seeing his internal potency arrangement, is wonderstruck. And Shukdev Goswami, when revealing this story near the end of the chapter of deliverance of Aghasur in the 12th chapter, he is saying to Parikshit Maharaj that actually the boys did not tell this until they were 6 years old. After a year, they said that today Aghasur was killed by Krishna. And so Parikshit Maharaj had this doubt. How could that be? Why did it take them a year? So when he asked this, Shukdev Goswami He said that you are making this pastime sweeter and sweeter. So this is the glory that when devotees, they have this conversation focusing on Krishna, the pastimes appear sweeter and sweeter. Navinanam. They are more refreshing and as if we are hearing it for the first time. So this is such an important aspect that those who are rasikas, who are in love with Krishna, who are constantly immersed in hearing about Krishna, they are ready to hear from the right sources at any moment. And this attitude has been shown by Parikshit Maharaj himself. So here, the Aghasu pastime is there. And as we understand here, even Krishna was momentarily struck with wonder. So imagine that he himself, is amazed by what is happening. Yet at the same time, this is Krishna. The very next moment, he knew what to do. So again, Aghasu was waiting for Krishna to come in. He walks into the mouth of Aghasu, but at the throat. Now, as he was walking into the mouth of Aghasu, all the demigods were crying out, alas, alas, Krishna is gone. He will be killed by this demon Aghasu. While Krishna goes to the throat and Aghasu is meditating, that he's meditating on Krishna, and then suddenly Krishna starts increasing his size. As Krishna is increasing his size in the throat of Aghasu, Aghasu is feeling the difficulty. Aghasur is increasing his size, the throat is increasing his size as well, his size is increasing. And then comes a point that Aghasur cannot increase his size anymore. Lord Krishna has choked his throat. And at that moment, Aghasu's, all his energies are meditating on Lord Krishna. And that's where he dies with his soul coming out from the top of his head, stationary for a moment, and then immediately merging into Krishna. And Krishna, with his sweet glance, brings back to life all his cowherd boys. And they are amazed. See, Krishna, he saved us. And so Krishna, along with his cowherd boys, is taking them and saying, okay, let's have lunch. And he sees, like, again, Lord's internal potency. She's arranging very nice environment. So we always hear about Rasa Lila. Like, people are very much fascinated by this Sharad Purnima night where Lord was performing Rasa Lila with the gopis. Well, here a similar pastime was happening with the Gopa boys. Lord Krishna is saying that yes, Yamuna is flowing so nicely. These birds are chirping, the bees are humming, those lotus flowers are waving in the waters, welcoming everyone. And the bank of Yamuna, it's like perfect setup. There's nice green grasses for the calves. So Krishna looking at this and understanding that yes, this is something that as per my desire, for my pleasure, internal potency has arranged. He said, my dear friends, let's all have lunch here together. So all these cowherd boys, they make Krishna sit in the center, and then they are in concentric circles all around him. And every one of them is feeling that Krishna is looking at them. So if someone is on the right of Krishna, he's saying that Krishna is face to face with me. Someone is on the left, face to face with me. So everyone is feeling that Krishna is directly facing me. He's smiling at me. He's joking with me. When I'm offering it, he is eating right from my hand. Sometimes, the boys would take a bite, pass it to another friend who would also take a bite and say, whoa, this is amazing. Krishna, you must taste this. And seeing this, Lord Brahma is bewildered. He had just seen Krishna killing Aghasur. And now here he is saying that Lord Krishna is sitting, a 5-year-old boy, this cowherd boy is sitting in this beautiful form, yet he is eating, not so pure food stuff. This cannot be the Lord. He's Yajna Bhok. He's offered pure stuff in the during the sacrifices. And also understand that many of the sacrifices, Lord would not even appear. And here, how could he be having this pastimes? Because Lord is Bhagavan Janardana, my dear devotees. So here, Brahma is thinking, let me bewilder Krishna. Now it's very interesting. We hear about in Ramayana that Ravan, he abducted Sita. But which Sita did he abduct? He abducted Maya Sita. Sita's external manifestation of by the external energy. So that is Maya Sita. He did not really get the true Sita. He cannot touch true Sita. And that has been revealed in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the Brahmana who was feeling very sad. How could Ravan touch Sita? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals that no, Ravan cannot, a demon cannot touch Sita. So similarly, Lord Brahma. Now, as we understand that when Lord was struck, he cannot feel separation from his cowherd boys. And he knows everything, right? So again, he knows what I am thinking, he knows what you are thinking, and he knows what everyone in the world is thinking at any moment. So here he understands that Brahma has this plan to show his mystical power to me. And he plans to abduct all these cowherd boys and the calves. So, yes, Lord Krishna has already arranged by his internal potency to transfer these, all his cowherd boys and calves, to a safe place where he has further expanded in his Krishna form and also with them. And time is relative, as we all understand. And this pastime, they're all enjoying in this place. Why? Maya, the external potency of the Lord, is engaged in creating a replica of each of those cowherd boys and the calves in exactly the same form that Brahma abducts. He steals away these cowherd boys. First, what he does is that the boys, cowherd boys, they cannot see the calves, so they become disturbed. They say, "Oh, where are the calves?" They are afraid. This is our bread and butter. These calves have to be taken care of. We are in charge to take care of these calves. So Krishna says, no, 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 don't worry about it. I will go and look at cows. So he wants to give Brahma a chance to steal the boys down. So he is going and he's acting. Literally, Krishna is perfect actor. Sometimes people are amazed by the acting of Krishna. So Brahma is fooled here. He's thinking that Krishna is going to look for calves and he cannot find the calves. In the meantime, Brahma takes all these cowherd boys and takes close by cave where he had kept all the calves, in sleeping mode. Similarly, he takes all the cowherd boys and makes them sleep in this particular cave. And Krishna is behaving as if he's looking for the calves, for the cowherd boys. Where are they? Where are they? And Brahma is bewildered just like people are bewildered. In Ramayana, how could Ram be feeling separation? He's Atma Ram. How could he be feeling separation from Sita? How could he be feeling morose? Now we have to understand that Ramayana was written before the appearance of Lord Ramchandra. So it is like a play, Ram Lila, right? Ramayana is a pastime that was written by Valmiki sage on the instructions from Devishi Narad, his spiritual master. So Ramayana was written, so a drama is ready. And now we need actors and actresses for this drama. So Lord Ram, Lord Krishna appears as Lord Ram, as an actor to carry out the role of Lord Ram. Further expansions happen, and Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna, all four of them are Vishnu Tattvas. Yes, different Ramayans reveal that in one times these are the four paraphernalias: the club, the conch, uh, the lotus flowers, and the Kabuki again, and the wheel, Sudarshan. So again, different pastimes, different aspects of it. So here we see that Lord Ramchandra is so, Krishna is so perfect. All the Vishnu Tattvas, they are non-different, they are said to be. Yet, Krishna's to Bhagwan Swayam, he is the avatari, and everyone else is his incarnation, starting from Lord Balaram. So here in this particular pastime, also Lord Brahma is thinking, oh, see, Krishna is not able to find the calves. Let him go back and try to see the cowherd boys, and they are gone too. So Krishna comes back, he doesn't see the cowherd boys. And at that particular moment, Krishna, this Lord Brahma, he leaves smiling. Yes, I have tricked Krishna. I have bewildered Krishna. But Krishna, how can he be bewildered? In the very next moment, he knows who is the culprit here, who has stolen his cowherd boys and the cows. But in reality, they were not the real cowherd boys and the cows, because Krishna is Bhagavad, he keeps Bhakta Vatsala, he keeps his devotees very close to his heart. He could not feel the separation when Agasa was trying to kill. How can he feel the separation for a whole year when Lord Brahma has stolen these cowherd boys and the cows? So they are safe. Krishna is with them too. Yet at the same time, here Lord Krishna expands. Now we all hear that Lord Krishna first expands into Balaram, and then from Balaram comes the Chaturvyuha. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Then comes Narayan, and then Chaturvyuha again. And then from Sankarshan comes the three Mahavishnus, again Mahavishnu, who is known as Gardhakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Shirodakshay Vishnu, who are managing the affair of these material universes. And this material universe section part of the creation of our existence. So here, Lord, he is Swarat, as we heard in the very first verse today. So he's completely independent. He doesn't need Lord Balaram. So he just from himself, various Vishnu Murtis, they come out. So he's further expanding, and each of them take the form exactly like the cows and the cowherd boys, like their looks, their speech, their expressions, their clothes, their dress style. And because it's getting dust time, Brajvasis would be feeling this separation. So they, are heading back. So I cannot go alone. They would be devastated. But at the same time, he knows that Brahma will return after a year. I have to somehow carry on this role for a whole year. And this is where the sweetness comes. Because all these cowherd boys, the expansion of Vishnumurtis as cowherd boys and calves, are exact replica of those cowherd boys and the calves, with one major difference that is experienced by the Brajvasis. When the mothers, the gopis, they come to see their children, to get their children after they're returning from the forest, their attraction towards their children, their sons, increases just to the level as they had for Lord Krishna. So everyone previously was always looking at Lord Krishna and they were completely mesmerized. And now here, they are looking at their own sons, because they are not their own sons. They are expansion of Lord Krishna. They are Krishna himself. And so as soon as they look at their boys, the milk starts flowing and they start embracing their children. They start loving. And this is where, on this particular slide, my dear devotees, you see this picture, the sweet pastime. Because these gopis, they would earlier see Krishna coming back from the forest, and Yashoda Mai embracing Krishna with open arms, and Krishna would run to get into the lap of Yashoda Mai. And she would embrace him, she would kiss him, she would take nice care of him, give him a bath, made him eat nice food stuff, literally having that Vatsalya in Madhurya, combinations. In that mood, she's taking care with this sweet, loving exchange happening with Mother Yashoda. And they was thinking, all these cowherd ladies, they were thinking, oh, so sweet. Oh, we wish that, we had such an opportunity as Yashoda Mai. She is so lucky. She is so fortunate. There was not a tinge of envy. They were saying, Yashoda Mai is so fortunate. She is so glorified. Let us help her in her service to please Krishna. So everyone, whole of Vrindavan was seeking to please Krishna. And now Krishna is reciprocating by expanding as their sons, so that they can have direct loving exchange in the form of with Krishna, and who is in the form of their sons. Same was the mood of cows. Cows were looking at Krishna. Oh, we wish that all of the cows, just like Nand Baba's cows, those special cows that Yashoda is able to give the milk to Krishna, she prepares specially. Maybe we have an opportunity. Now Krishna has expanded as calves, and those calves are coming, and the cows are licking the bodies of their calves. They are constantly loving their calves, and the milk is flowing from their milk bags, and they are nourishing their calves very nicely with their milk. So the whole of Vrindavan, every mother in Vrindavan of these cowherd boys was experiencing the joy, the bliss, the happiness that Yashoda Mai was experiencing. Yet Yashoda Mai with Krishna is experiencing million times more, because she is seeing all these cowherd boys, all these calves so attractive. So now the bliss of Vrindavan is coming onto a completely different plane, onto a completely different level, which is expanding to millions of times that it was before. Such beautiful pastimes happening. And we all understand that Balram had not previously gone, because that was his birthday, Balram Purnima. So just before the year is ending, 5-6 days before, Lord Balaram is with Krishna, and he's like, very nice. This is amazing. How beautiful this whole environment is. This, my Lord is just so wonderful. But one thing happens that he observes. One thing that happens is that he sees that there are cows on top of Golden Hill with the cowherd boys. And these cows, they looked at their calves. These calves are expanded Krishna. So again, Krishna has expanded into these calves. And they are feeling this motherly love towards their cows. So these cows, they lift their tail and they start just running down the hill, not even caring what would happen to them if they were to fall. And this is a deep, strong slope. And the cowherd men, they tried to control these cows, but they could not control these cows. So they were feeling frustrated. They were feeling angry and upset as they were chasing these cows to stop. But these cows, they came down and the milk was flowing from the milk bags. The calves came rushing to the cows and they were directly drinking those milk, and the mothers were licking their children, the calves. Lord Balaram is wondering, how is it that everything is so attractive? And then he's thinking, is it some kind of Maya? Is this some, external potency of the Lord? But then he's like, I'm Balaram. External potency cannot bewilder me like this. Is it some demonic power? Well, that cannot bewilder me like this. Is it some rishi creating, some sage causing this effect? Well, I'm Balaram. They cannot affect me. And then he's thinking, what is it? What is it? Then he realizes it has to be the internal potency of my dear Lord Krishna, that all this is happening. So he looks at Lord Krishna with a question mark on his face. Sometimes devotees, we can ask a lot of questions without, uttering a single word. So Lord Balaram, he's inquiring from Krishna. And Krishna, he smiles and reveals to him what had happened. That Balaram, it was Brahma. When your birthday was last year, when you were 5 years old, he had stolen the cows and calves. And now I had to expand on this, like all these calves and cows and cowherd boys. So now seeing this, Lord Balaram, his affection for Krishna increases. It's like, oh Krishna, you're so sweet. You are giving yourself to everyone in Vrindavan. All the residents of Vrindavan are experiencing. Now we heard that, yes, this cowherd men, they were frustrated. They were angry and upset that they couldn't control the cows. But then they looked at their boys. Who are these cowherd boys? None other than Krishna, just appearing as their sons. So when they looked at their sons, they immediately picked up their sons. They forgot about all that anger, all that frustration, all that disappointment, and they were smelling their heads. They were kissing their children. They were embracing their children, and they were completely lost. So Lord Balaram is saying, oh my dear Lord, you are so sweet. This is such an amazing pastime. Here, while this is happening, a year has passed, which is a moment to Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma's one moment, 1/12 of a second is a year on the earth, on planet Earth. So when he comes back, what does he see? He sees that all the calves and the cowherd boys are there. He's really confused. How could they be here with Krishna? Because they must be sleeping in the cave where I kept them sleeping. He rushes to the cave. He says, oh yeah, they are sleeping there. Then he comes back. They are all playing with Krishna here. They are all, eating grass on the ground. The cows are eating grass. How could it be? Is Krishna so powerful that he is taking them there to the cave before I come in and bringing them back here before I can get here? He's completely bewildered. And he's rushing back to the cave, and he still sees those cows and cowherd boys there. Then he comes back. He's like, what is going on, my dear Lord? I do not understand this. He's completely bewildered. And at that time, Lord Krishna, he lifts the curtain of the internal potency, the Yoga Maya. And Lord Brahma is able to see that actually all these calves and cowherd boys were Vishnu Murtis. The four-arm form of the Lord's again, and they are all wearing Kaustubha jewel, nice helmets, just like Vishnu Murtis. They are being glorified by the Vedas, by the Rishis, by the three modes, qualities personified. So various qualities and characteristics, or as we see in this material world, all these glorious glorification and worship is going off these Vishnu-murtis. Lord Brahma, he at that time, by the mercy of Lord Krishna. So we cannot understand Krishna based on our puny intelligence. He is revealing that he is such an important, such a known personality, the first living entity of the material world, the grand sire. Yet at the same time, he is completely taken away by this sweet reflection, the sweet reciprocation of love by Lord Krishna. And he understands that it was Lord Krishna's internal potency, Yogi Maya, that bewildered me. And this is where he makes some amazing prayers. So this is the gist of the story. Now let's take some lessons. So in Brahma Vimohana Lila, B is for blessings, my dear devotees. Who received Lord Krishna's blessings in these pastimes? First and foremost, it is the gopis who had been calling Yashoda Mai. Mother Yashoda is very fortunate that she gets to take care of Krishna. And because they had this loving feeling and affection, and they wanted that, oh, if we get such an opportunity like Yashoda Mother, then how wonderful that would be. Lord is reciprocating his Bhavgrahi Janata. So he's reciprocating, giving an opportunity for a whole year for all the mothers in the mothers of the cowherd boys to be his mother. And he is, in the form of the cowherd boy, is getting their love. And he's having this loving exchange directly, one-on-one. The cowherd boys, the cowherd men, the fathers of the cowherd boys, they are also having similar reciprocation, as we see. And even Lord Balaram is bewildered. Brahma Vimohana Lila we are talking about, but the whole Brahmand has been bewildered by this particular pastime, not just Lord Brahma. So if it was just Lord Brahma, then we would have called it Brahma Vimohana Lila. But now the whole Brahmand has been bewildered by this sweet pastime where Lord Krishna is giving himself freely to everyone. And of course, Lord Brahma is bewildered and he prays. So the prayers of Lord Brahma, they occur in the 14th chapter. And in this chapter, Lord Krishna means again, Lord Brahma, he jumps down from his swan carrier and he pays Sashtang Pranam. But Krishna is again in the same form. He again comes like carrying the preparation of rice and curd in his left hand with fruit slices between the fingers. And he's looking for his cowherd boys and calves. Where are they? Where are they? Lord Brahma. He is glorifying the Lord, and Lord is not even paying attention to Brahma because he knows that, yes, I have to just carry out and bewilder. So here there is Falshruti. So when we hear this wonderful pastime, we should also understand what's the Falshruti. Etal suhudrbhish charitam murare agardhanam sadvala jemanam cha vate taradrupam ajorva bhishtavam shavan grahan eti naro akhilarthan. Translation: any person who hears or chants these pastimes of Lord Murari performing with the pastimes Lord Murari performed with his cowherd friends, the killing of Aghasur, the taking of lunch on the forest grass, the last manifestation of transcendental forms, and the wonderful prayers offered by Lord Brahma is sure to achieve all his spiritual desires. So my dear devotees, such beautiful blessing is in these chapters. So remember, the chapters are chapter 12, 13, and 14. These three chapters, they together provide this Falshruti. And Srila Sanatana Goswami is revealing that even one who has inclination to hearing and chanting the pastimes of Lord Krishna will achieve spiritual perfection. So many devotees seriously engage in propagating Krishna consciousness. They are often so busy that they cannot chant and hear the pastimes of the Lord to their full satisfaction. However, simply by their intense desire to always chant and hear about Lord Krishna, they will achieve spiritual perfection. Of course, as far as possible, one should actually vibrate these transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Now, when we look at this particular verse and we see, actually should make us more humble, make us more grounded. So here we are covering the acronym Brahma, and B is for blessings. My dear devotees, these are the blessings, the first Shruti that we get. R is for reversals. So what are the reversals in these pastimes? If you know it, please write in the chat. What was the intention that Lord Brahma had when he saw and he wanted to test that, is this Lord Krishna? This cannot be my Supreme Lord. His Yajna book. He's offered great pure offerings in Yajnas. How could he be eating, impure stuff or already eaten stuff? So his intention was to bewilder Lord Krishna. But what was the impact? He got bewildered himself instead. So this is where we see that how Brahma, who wants to show his potency, his Maya, is completely overcome. So we are doing the Brahma Vimohana Lila. Brahma is the acronym. So R is for reversals in life. When we engage in serving the Lordship with mind, body, and words, then Lord, He is reciprocating it to the level. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tas tatha bhajami ham. Based on our offering of love, He reciprocates accordingly. And here, Lord Brahma is seeing this, that I wanted to interrupt his pastime, he interrupted my whole life. Completely bewildered. Now, what was the intention of the gopis, the mothers of those cowherd boys? They wanted to love Krishna like Yashoda mother is loving. So that was the intention. They were calling Yashoda my fortunate. And what was the impact? That Lord Krishna, his bhaga is another, he is reciprocating and allowing these mothers to offer their milk, their services for a whole year direct to Lord Krishna, who is appearing as their sons. And last but not the least, Lord Balaram is also bewildered because Balaram could not have, bear the separation with all his cowherd boys. All these cowherd boys were his friends. They're like life and soul of Lord Balaram. So Lord Krishna actually bewildered Lord Balaram so that he would not recognize until the pastime, just few days before Brahma was to return. Until that time, he did not allow Lord Balaram to understand what has happened. And then he reveals, which increases the affection Lord Balaram has for Lord Krishna. Now, many times people say, how can you say that these cowherd boys and the calves, they were created by external, they were like, just like in Ramayana, we hear about Maya Sita. She was the shadow of Mother Sita, the external potency created that shadow. How could we say that? So in the 15th verse of the 13th chapter of 10th canto, this has been revealed, my dear devotees. Ambo janam janis tad antargato mayar vakas yeshitur drashtum manju mahitam manyad api tad vatsanito vatsapan nitwan yatra kurudvan tara dadhat ke avastito yah pura dashtva ghasur mokshanam prabhavatah praptah param vismayam. So Shukdev Goswami is revealing this, that Maharaj Parikshit, Brahma, who resides on the higher planetary system in the sky, the Satyalok, Brahmalok, had observed the activities of most powerful Krishna in killing and delivering Aghasur. And he was astonished. Now that same Brahma wanted to show some of his own power and see the power of Krishna, who was engaged in his childhood pastimes, playing as if with ordinary cowherd boys. Therefore, in Krishna's absence, Brahma took all the boys and calves to another place. And these were Maya Arbhakasya. So these boys were made by Krishna's Maya. So again, so internal potency is arranging for this pastime, but she is also engaging external potency in her service, who's creating this same replica of cowherd boys and the calves for Lord Brahma to steal away. And of course, once the curtain has been lifted, Lord Brahma understands there are no cowherd boys and calves in the caves. This was Krishna's arrangement. He is Bhakta Vatsala. He already took them into another place and he made time relative. So, so much so that even though a year had passed, those cowherd boys were in complete bliss for that. And they felt like it was just a moment, not even a proper moment, that they were with Krishna. Just like we hear during Ras Lila, the night would expand to the size of night of Lord Brahma. Yet at the same time, it would look like a moment to the gopis. So similarly here we see how the cowherd boys, they were feeling that Lord Brahma has been, in this case, they were feeling that not even a moment has passed and Krishna is still with them having this wonderful lunch pastime. So he was even more astonished and touched Krishna, who was actually there. So Lord Brahma is born on the lotus flower that sprouts from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And this lotus flowers is created by material energy, right? So this lotus is also material, and anyone born through the material energy must be subject to the 4 material defects, deficiency. Brahma, what is the first one? The tendency to commit mistake. Humanism, we have the tendency to commit mistakes. Pramad, the tendency to be illusioned. Vipralipsa, the tendency to cheat, and Karna Patava, imperfect senses. So Brahma also became entangled. So B for blessings, R for reversals, my dear devotees, A is for awakenings. So who were the personalities awakened? Lord Balaram, yes, he was awakened too. He realized that actually, for a whole year I didn't realize, just before Brahma to return, Krishna is revealing to me, because I couldn't have, bear the separation with my friends. So Krishna very mercifully reveals to Balaram that actually these are Vishnumurti's, my expansions directly. And for that, I'm Swarat. He is completely independent. He doesn't need Lord Balaram to expand into these cowherd boys and the calves. Lord Brahma, he is awakened. So again, these are the 2 main personalities in this pastime. One, in a sweet loving exchange, Lord Balaram has Sakha Bhav as well as Vatsalya Bhav. And Lord Brahma is in servitude. He is awakened as well. And he says that, yes, I may be the first living entity, but I am nothing. Many people would say that they know you, Krishna, but I, Brahma, do not know you at all, my dear Lord. So in his prayers, he is revealing this. And the 44th verse of 13th chapter, Evam sammohen vishrum vimoham vishwamohanam swayeva mayayajo api swayam evam vimohitaha. So, thus, because Lord Brahma wanted to mystify the all-pervading Lord Krishna, who can never be mystified, but who, on the contrary, mystifies the entire universe, he himself was put into bewilderment by his own mystic power. So, Lord Brahma, by his own power, he was mystified. So, even he doesn't have full control on his own swaya, by his own mystical power. My dear devotees, in Bhagavad Gita, we hear that, yes, there is field of activities, which is this body, the 24 elements and so forth. But here we see that we are also the knower of this field of activities, and Lord as Super Soul is also the knower. But we are imperfect. We are not so well. We do not know the body so well. Lord knows the body perfectly. So this is where Lord Brahma is mystified, not just by Lord Krishna's mystical power, by his own mystical power. And revelations to Balaram is that Lord is so sweet that even though Brahma may have stolen, Lord is causing this reversal, and the sweetness in Vraj is increasing. Lord Brahma wanted to make everyone anxious. But what is happening? Just the opposite effect is happening, my dear devotees. So we hear about these blessings to Vrajvasis. The elderly gopis experience the motherly feelings and they are reciprocating directly with Krishna. The cowherd man, they are having fatherly love and they are reciprocating directly with Lord Krishna in the form of their own sons. The cows are reciprocating with the cows who are none other than Vishnumurti. All the residents are in bliss, millions of times more, and everyone is enchanted by Lord Krishna's sweetness. So Lord is very merciful. Brahma Vimohana Lila shows us about reversals. When we engage in different moods, Lord, he makes various kind of reversals based on one's understandings. Vrajvasis are experiencing loving exchanges based on their reciprocation, their feelings of love toward Krishna. Lord Balaram, his affection is growing. This is my lordship. So amazing he is. He is completely taken back by this wonderful pastime of Lord Krishna. And Shukdev Goswami and devotees, including all of us, we see this fresher and sweeter every time. And this is a pastime, I'm just amazed. This is a pastime that started on Balaram Purnima. It ended on Balaram Purnima. So when we have Balaram Purnima, why don't we read this? These 3 chapters should be the minimum we should be reading on Balaram Purnima. So sometimes even we are bewildered. So, but then all these awakenings are happening, and there must be happiness. So who is experiencing this happiness? In a hidden form, Lord Brahma is in his prayers is revealing. Tatte anukampam susamekshamaano bhunjane vatma kritam vipakam hidvag vapurvir vidadam namaste jivetya mukti pade sadaya bhak. Say tatte anukampam susamekshamaano. So my dear Lord, one who earnestly awaits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart. Hridaya, vak, speech, Hridaya is heart or mind, and Vapurve with the senses, with the Dham Namaste, offering you obeisances. And such a person is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So again, this liberation here is referring to the sweetness. He is glorifying the great fortune of Vrindavan Vasis. That their only focus is Krishna. All they do at any time is for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. So we should feel motivated, and this motivation. So think about this, my dear devotees. What motivates us on a day-to-day basis? And what is our mood in service when we are carrying out the mood in service? Sometimes we get bewildered as well. It's said in Krishna consciousness, when we come to the movement, Srila Prabhupada's movement of Krishna consciousness. So here, in the beginning, it is said that everyone is making exponential progress, but after some time it seems to stagnate. Why? Because sometimes instead of understanding Nimitra Matram, we are just an instrument, we start thinking we are Karta Dhata, we are the authority. There is only one authority, that's Krishna. We are always the instrument, so we have to engage in service. So what motivates us is very important, we should ask. What should be our mood in service? That's what the various motivations have been revealed. What was the mood that Brahma had in this pastime? What was the mood of the cowherd man in this pastime? What was the mood of Lord Balaram in this pastime? And of course, what was the mood of Lord Krishna in this pastime is very important. And let's not forget that all this started because the gopis were glorifying Yashoda Mai for her great fortune to have Krishna as a son. And what was their motivation? So this verse in the 14th chapter is spoken by Shukdev Goswami, and he is revealing the motivation of devotees. Samashita ye pad pallava plavam mahat padam pune yasho murare bhavar buddhim vatsa padam param padam 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 yat vipadam natesham samashita ye pad pallava plavam. So, who has taken full shelters, those who have taken full shelter of Lord's lotus feet, who are as soft as the lotus petals, like lotus flowers, while they are the perfect boat, plavam. Mahatpadam Punyayasham. So Murari is another name for Lord Krishna. So he is the enemy of Muradimam. And the ocean of the material world is like the water contained. So again, Mahatpadam Punyayasham Murare. So he is the sustainer of this material cosmos and spiritual cosmos. But this Bhavam Buddhir, this material world reduces to the size of Vatsapadam, the water in a calf's hoofprint. Now that's very easy to cross. And so what is their destination? Parampadam. It's not talking about just the destination there, but destination here in our heart, transformation of our heart, where our transformation should happen to serve Lord Krishna, and only then, that's the perfect formula, that we experience transcendental bliss, the supreme abode, Vaikuntha. So when Lord is present in our heart and we are serving him, then of course there cannot be any distress. So that supreme abode is the destination of the devotees, not the place where there is padam padam yata vipadam natesham, where there is danger at every step. So again, this is taken from the translation of the Srila Prabhupada's commentary on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 51. So we talked about blessings that are revealed in this, the reversals experienced by different personalities based on their different moods, and the awakenings that happen in this process, while everything becomes filled with happiness, sweet bliss, and sublime. And we feel this motivation to seek out Param Padam, Vaikuntha, place where there is no misery, not this material place which is Dukkhalaya Mashashvatam. And we should feel motivated. But afterwards, what should we do? Is it business as usual afterwards? Shouldn't the change of heart occur just like it happened to Lord Brahma when he saw this sweet reciprocation of Lord Krishna? Not just to himself with the reversal, but also how Lord had such sweet loving exchanges with all the Vrajvasis. While Lord Brahma's intention was to put all the Vrajvasis, the residents of Vrindavan, in anxiety, Lord Krishna put them in complete bliss, just the opposite effect. So looking ahead, we should ask, what have we learned today, my dear devotees? What we do differently after knowing such a sweet reciprocation from Lord Krishna? What more should we imbibe? Who should we follow? Should we follow Aghasur, his mood, or should we follow the mood of Lord Brahma, or that of gopis who are calling Yashoda Mai so fortunate, or the cows who are eager to serve their milk to Krishna, or to the cowherd boys who are having such loving lunchtime pastime with Lord Krishna, that moment is expanding through the whole year. So when after Lord Brahma leaves, Krishna, he comes back, and all the cowherd boys, with the influence of Lord's internal potency, are exactly at the same place, even though whole year has passed. All these cowherd boys felt that Lord Krishna couldn't stay away from us. It's like, you have come so quickly back, with all the calves, you cannot live without us. They're laughing, they're smiling, and they're saying, Krishna, you came, we couldn't even eat one morsel, while the whole year has passed. And Lord Balaram is relishing that such sweet is my Lord. Of course, he has to stay back again on this particular day, because Yashoda Mai and Rohini Mata, they are arranging for Lord Balaram on his birthday to give out charity to the Brahmanas, to make various kind of sacrifices, perform sacrifice, and so forth. And Shukdev Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj that you are making this sweeter and sweeter, this pastime, by this inquiry. And the devotees in Naimisharanya, at the bank of Ganges, where Parikshit Maharaj is there, Naimisharanya, where Sutta Goswami is narrating this whole pastime, everyone is in complete bliss. Or the mood of Lord Krishna, his bhav grahi janadana. How can we serve better? How aware are we of Lord Krishna's blessing in our day-to-day life? We always say, devotees, that one who is not grateful is a great fool. So again, what blessings are we grateful for? And how are we sharing the blessings that we receive? It is said that when we share what we receive as blessings, it multiplies. And if there is any distress, when we share others' distress, it divides. So that's how the mood is of love. And what should be our understanding from this pastime? So what kind of anartha does this pastime reveal? It reveals, as again, revelations by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it represents mundane activities and speculative scholasticism. So again, Lord Brahma is thinking, I am Brahma, the first living entity of this material world. And of course, we are in Brahma Sampradaya. He's our, Guru directly from Krishna. So here we see that by this particular pastime, Lord Brahma is bewildered. And his subsequent purification releases us from the cultivation of fruitive activities, the karma, the fruitive activities, and the mundane speculative knowledge. So again, we can rectify the offense of disrespecting the Lord's Madhurya feature in favor of his Aishwarya feature. So my dear devotees, Srimad Bhagavatam, we should all take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam because Lord has expanded as Srimad Bhagavatam in our lives. And we can Nityam Bhagavata Seva by every day, reading a verse. If you can read a whole chapter, that's great. If you can't read a whole chapter, even a verse with the purpose is amazing. If you can't read even a verse, even half the verse, and understanding and taking the teachings to our heart is important. Because all kind of Nashta abhadreshu nityam bhagat seva. So again, all kind of impurities will wash away from our hearts. And what will be developed? Titik Shiva Karanika Suhrit Sarvadehi Nama Jashatruvah Shanta Sadhuvah Sadhu Bhushanaha. So we will develop these symptoms of a sadhu. That what are the symptoms of a sadhu? That the sadhu is tolerant, merciful, and friendly to all living entities. A sadhu has no enemies, Ajat Shatruvaha, and he is peaceful, Shanta, and he abides by the scriptures, and his characteristics are sublime, sadhu bhushana. So here the lessons learned are the blessings that we hear from this particular pastime, how different personalities got different levels of blessings, how the reversals happen based on one's mood. Lord is Bhagavai Janadana, he's reciprocating with all his devotees at their level. Ye yatha mam prapadyate tam stateva bhajami. And how the awakenings are happening. Even Lord Balaram is wondering what is happening, and Lord is saving him all the agony he would feel otherwise from the separation of the cowherd boys. And how Lord makes possibly an anxious environment, that was the intention of Lord Brahma, but increases the bliss of Vrindavan by 1,000,000 times. So we should feel motivated to serve Lord Shri Krishna. That way we can attain perfection and complete happiness. So after we hear all these things, we should not be thinking it's business as usual. And we should be taking to the chanting of the holy name more attentively, glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam more joyfully. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Kori Vaishnav Vind ki jai, Nitai Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Any questions?
Hare
Thank
Krishna. Hare Krishna, thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you so much,
Krishna,
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, presentation.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the very wonderful
Hare
class.
Krishna, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the beautiful realizations and the lessons, the actions, and quoting so many beautiful verses from the prayers of Brahma also. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, if you have any questions, you can ask Prabhuji if Prabhuji has time. Any questions or comments, any realizations, please feel free to share. Okay. I don't see any questions, but there are a lot of comments on the chat column. Everybody is thanking you, Prabhu, for the very, very beautiful and engaging class.
Hare Krishna, and I want to thank you and Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya for providing this platform. I'm very grateful to have been given this opportunity to glorify Lord Krishna. And the first Shruti is so beautiful. All our spiritual aspirations, all our desires can be fulfilled when we hear these pastimes, the killing of Agharsur, Lord Krishna having this picnic with his cowherd boys. Brahma is stealing the cowherd boys, and Lord Krishna is reciprocating with all the Brajvasis for a whole year. And even Lord Balaram is bewildered by such wonderful reciprocation of the Lord.
Yeah. It was very nice, Prabhu. Right? You started with the very first verse of Bhagavatam and you were connecting it throughout this pastime, and you covered the pastime in all that was spanning through 3 different chapters. It was very interesting, and you ended it with beautiful take-home lessons that we all hope to apply sometime. Thank you so much. Very, very relishable class.
Thank you, Suji. Thank you, dear devotees, again.
Thank you, dear devotees. If there are no questions or comments or realizations, we would like to end the call here. And please join us tomorrow for a very interesting chapter from the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then we'll have one from the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So continue to join the classes. That way you get all the 21 days of nectar. Thank you, Prabhuji, again for your valuable time and association. Dear devotees, we would be ending the call here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
कृपा सिद्धभ्यश्च प्रणामपाणिभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
Devotee Vaishnava
Srila
Prabhupada
की जय हरे कृष्ण की जय हरे
Krishna
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you, everybody. We are ending the call here. Hare Krishna.